Good morning. This is Brian Liberati, your PGA golf professional with DTL. I'm here to talk about their Truist Championship that starts on Thursday. Now, a lot of you might know this. Normally, this event is played at Quail Hollow in North Carolina, but since Quail Hollow has the PGA Championship next week, they had to find a different venue. So they're going to at Philadelphia Cricket Club, Philadelphia Cricket Club. Which I didn't know too much about until I really started getting into topographical maps and things to study it. I don't know how many of the professionals have played this course, so it's going to be very, very interesting this week. What I found interesting with this golf course is it's probably going to have the most bunkers of any course as they play on tour. The gentleman that designed this course just loved bunkering. You'll find on almost every par 4 and 5, there's going to be 2 to 3 fairway bunkers. They're deep. So they're going to penalize players. I bet you it's going to add a half a shot to their scores on each hole. And what was interesting also was with the bunkering on the fairways, almost every one of them to the front of the bunker was about 290 yards. And the carry distance was about 310 yards, almost every one. So what I'm looking at is either very straight hitters who aren't long, who won't reach the bunkers, or bombers who can carry the bunkers. Because what's really interesting, if you carry that 310 and more, the fairways open up wider, which seems weird. Normally, fairways get tighter the you go, but on this course, it widens out. So sometimes you can go from 35-yard fairway just before the bunkers to like 41 and 42 yards wide over the bunkers. So like I said, very interesting. The greens are crazy. I don't know if there's a flat putt on a green, even from 3-4 feet. So to me, driving, putting are going to be the really keys to this course. So what I'm looking at, like for the winner, I got to put Rory in there. I mean, not many people can hit it as far as he can in the air. And now that he's over the hump, he's won, the Masters, I think he's going to be relaxed as heck from now on. I expect him to play very, very well. He's been putting much better. He's learned to hit lower shots. He can control it better. So he should do fine. And what I liked, I thought was pretty good price. He's plus 450 to win, which again, for the favorite, I thought that's pretty darn good because last week Scotty was plus 280. So I think Rory's a really good, even if you just sprinkle him a little bit. Also, I like Xander Schauffele this week. I think he's healed totally from that rib injury he had over the winter time and spring. And he's a long driver. You might not, you see him, he might not look like it, but he can hit the ball really, really far. He has superb iron play, and his putting the last 2 or 3 tournaments has really, really gotten better. And he's going at plus 1,600, which I think is great value. I also like Patrick Cantlay this week. I know he hasn't won in 3 years, I think, but he's been playing very well. He's long off the tee, accurate off the tee, really good iron play, and he loves these type of greens, these bent grass greens. He puts them so much better in Bermuda because he's been struggling the last few weeks on the putting green, but he loves bent greens, and this is what the Philadelphia Cricket Club has. And he's going off at plus 2,000. Again, I kind of like that. And then I have one other person I'm kind of looking at as a winner, Sepp Straka. Now, Straka does not hit the ball near as far as these other guys. There's no way he's going to carry these bunkers, but he's one of the most accurate drivers on tour. I think he averages like 287 or 288 total for his drives, but he hits like 73 to 75% of his fairways. There's not a lot of trees on this course either. The rough, it's kind of hard to figure out. I haven't really gotten a good picture of how much rough there is. So, again, he play fabulous. He's putting better than ever. And he's going for plus 4,000. So, to me, those all have really good value. Now, like top 5, I'm going to use Patrick Cantley again, I believe. Plus 360, which I don't think is bad for a top 5 finish. And like I was talking about, just the way he's been playing, like I said, the greens are ideal for him. And I also like Xander Schauffele top 5. He's at plus 300. So again, not bad value. Not bad value at all. Top 10, I'm going to have a couple players you might not think much about. I like Daniel Berger. For some of you that don't follow golf much, you probably don't know much about Berger, but he was out for almost 2 years with back injuries. And since the middle of last year, he's been playing fabulous. If you look at his metrics, his analytics, whatever you want to call him, he's gaining strokes in basically every category. He's putting well because he used to be a top 10 player. I don't know if some of you knew this back in 2021 and 2022. He was really stud. So he's at plus 280. Again, I know it's not great value, but I got a feeling he's going to do well. And the other one is Andrew Novak. For people that follow golf, him and Ben Griffin won that Zurich Classic down in New Orleans, the partner event. And if you look at his last 4, 5, 6 events, he's been playing really, really good. He's at plus 360 for top 10. Also, I should mention here, maybe if some of you don't know this is what we call a signature event. There's only 80 players, and there's no cut. So that's going to change things a lot. It's going to relax a lot of players because they're not worried about, on Friday, I got to make the cut. I have to make birdies. They can just play and know they're going to have rounds. Also, too, what I really like, they're going to play in twosomes. Pace of play's better. Most players play better when it's not in threesomes. Threesomes just slow down everything. And what I'll do, I haven't had a chance, but either tonight or tomorrow morning, I will put out on Discord some matches and maybe even some players' scores for the first round, even maybe a first round leader. And also, too, either today or tomorrow on our 10 a.m. show, I'll try to put the picks into for the matchups and, like I said, first round scores. But like I said, this should be a really fun event. It's really an old school course for people that golf. You're going to think, wow, this is really cool. It's a course I've never seen in person, like I said, even on TV. So I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I got online and checked like 3 or 4 that had drive overs of each hole. And it was very, very interesting. Really, really cool. They have some really short par 3s, like a 122-yard hole. They have a 170-yard par 3, but then you have a 240 and a 225 par 3. They have I think that number 18 is like a 507 or 17-yard par 4, but on the front 9 on 8 and 9, it's 366 and 377. So it's going to take a lot of strategy from these guys. And like I said, the bombers, I think they can go for the go fly over bunkers unless the wind's into them. And the other players, they're going to have to play strategy. Are they going to hit a driver? Are they going to use a 3-wood just to put it in position? So like I said, it's this course is a combination of shorter holes, but again, tons of bunkers. And again, the greens, lots of breaks, lots of undulations. So it's going to be very interesting. So let's see if we can't make some money and have some fun.